Everybody's ready? Page 65 to 105. We'll be led by Marcy Rainey. Please rise for the Psukei de Zimra.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lasek bina leyavchin ben yom uben laila. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani beit Salmo. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Israel. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani bat chorim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ibrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokev kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam roka haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa li kol tzorki. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechin mitzadei gaber. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozer Yisrael b'gvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oter Yisrael b'tifara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanoten layayef koach. Utnenu hayom ubechol yom lechenu lechesed ulerachamim be'enecha uve'enechol ro'enu ve'tigmalenu chasadim tovim. Baruch atah Adonai gomel chasadim tovim le'amo Yisrael. אשרינו שאנחנו משכימים ומעריבים ערב בבוקר ואומרים פעמיים בכל יום שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. קדש את שמך המקדישי שמך וקדש את שמך בעולמך ובישועתך תרים ותגביה קרננו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש את שמך ברבים. יהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, שיבנה בית המקדש במהרה בימינו, ותן חלקנו בתורתך, ושם נאוותך ביראה כימי עולם, וכשנים קדמוניות.
קדיש דרבנן on page 71. Mourners, please rise. יתגדל ויתקדש מרבה, בעולמה דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעולמה, ואמרו אמן. על ישראל ועל רבנן ועל תלמידיון ועל כל תלמידי תלמידיון ועל כל מאן דיעסקין באורייתא דיביאתרא הדין ודיבכל אתר ואתר יהיה להון ולכון שלמה רבה חינה וחיסדא ורחמין וחין אריכין ומזון הרוויחה ופורקן אמין קדם עבוד וישמעיה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים טובים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. ועושה שלום במרומיו, וברחמיו יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. page 72.
היום יום שבת קודש. להגיד כי ישר אדוני צורי ולא עוולתה בו.
page 81.
מזמור שיר חנוכת הבית לדוד. למען יזמך כבוד ולא ידום, אדוני אלוהי לעולם עודך.
Mourner's Kaddish on page 82. יתגדל ויתקדש מרבה, בעולמה דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיית כל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולמי עולמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעולמה, ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. Please rise together, page 83, for פסוקי דזמרה.
ברוך שאמר והיה העולם, ברוך הוא. ברוך עושה בראשית, ברוך אומר ועושה, ברוך גוזר ומקיים, ברוך מרחם על הארץ, ברוך מרחם על הבריות, ברוך משלם שכר טוב לרעיו, ברוך הלא עד וקיים לנצח, ברוך פודה ומציל, ברוך שמו. מלך משובח ומפואר עד שמו הגדול, ברוך אתה אדוני מלך מחולל בתשבחות.
You may be seated, page 84, we go page by page.
כל אלוהי עמים אלילים, ואדוני שמיים עשה. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, והשתחוו להר קודשו, כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו. אדוני הושיח, המלך יעננו ויום קוראנו. ואני בחסדך בטחתי, יגל ליבי בישועתך, אשיר על אדוני כי גמל עלי.
87.
יהיו לרצון אמרתי, והגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני צורי וגואלי. אודה אדוני נפש עבדיו, ולא ישמו כל החוסים בו. ויהי נועם אדוני אלוהינו ומעשה ידינו כוננה עלינו, ומעשה ידינו כוננהו. אורך ימים משביעהו, ויראהו בישועתי. אורך ימים משביעהו, ויראהו בישועתי. בית ישראל ברכו את אדוני, בית אהרון ברכו את אדוני, בית הלוי ברכו את אדוני, יראי אדוני ברכו את אדוני. ברוך אדוני מציון, שוכן ירושלים, הללויה.
Please raise page 92 for the great Hallel.
נותן לחם לכל בשר, כי לעולם חסדו. הודו לאל השמיים, כי לעולם חסדו.
You may be seated, page 93, we go page by page.
יהי חסדך אדוני עלינו, כאשר ייחלנו לך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת. להגיד כי ישר אדוני צורי, ולא עוולתה בו. עדותיך נמנו מאוד, לביתך נא בקודש אדוני לאורך ימים. אדוני הושיע, המלך יעננו ביום קורנו. תהילת אדוני ידבר פי, ויברך כל בשר שם קודשו לעולם ועד. ואנחנו נברך יה, מעתה ועד עולם, הללויה. ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון לדור ודור, הללויה. לא עשה כן לכל גוי, ומשפטים בל ידעום, הללויה. וירם קרן נעמות, תהילה לכל חסידיו, לבני ישראל עם קרובו, הללויה. לעשות בהם משפט כתוב, הדר הוא לכל חסידיו, הללויה. כל הנשמה תהלליה, הללויה. כל הנשמה תהלליה, הללויה.
Please rise, Bible of page 100.
וברוך שם כבודו לעולם, וימלך כבודו את כל הארץ, אמן ואמן. ומצאת את לבבו נאמן לפניך. כמו אבן במים עזים. ויאמינו באדוני ובמשה עבדו. והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. נשמע כל חי, תברך את שמך. ברכי נפשי את אדוני וכל קרבי את שם קודשו. האל בית עצומות עוזך, הגדול בכבוד שמך, הגיבור לנצח והנורא בנורותיך, המלך היושב על כיסא רם ונישא.
Thank you, Mar Sereni. We're on page 105. Shochenad, middle of the page, Canto, Herschel Fax.
Shochenad, Maroy, Ikudosh Shemo. Shochenad, Marom. Pijanim di dalala v'divrei tzadikim di dvorach, u'inishon chasidim di dromam, u'v'kerev geroshim tiyid chadash, u'v'makalot ribevot, amecha beit Yisrael. Ale kol divrei shirat v'dishbechot, David ben Yishai, Avdecha Meshichecha, Yishtabach Shimecha, Eloah Ad Malkeinu, Veloch Yisvodet V'yadu Baruch Adonai, El Melech Adonai Bechol, El HaHodaot, Adon haniflaot, habocher b'shirei zimerad, b'shirei zimerad, habocher b'shirei zimerad. B'shirei zimra melechei lechei haolamim yirgalam el Hashem merava b'yol mari v'lechenu devi amin mochde b'chayeichonu v'yimeichonu v'chayeichonu v'Yisrael v'agalav v'mani kodim v'yimeru amen yehi shemei rabba mevorach le'olam u'lol Yirvanach v'yizabach v'yirvoar v'yizroman aseh v'yidadar v'yidale v'yidalal shemedek kudeshah v'yayelo min kol bechata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiron b'yolma v'yimeru amen. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach, Baruch Adonai Hamevorach, Baruch Adonai Hamevorach, Leolam Hamevorach, Baruch Adonai Hamevorach, Baruch Adonai Hamevorach, עושה שלום ובורא את הכל. הכל יודוך והכל ישבחוך. אין כי הכפרים למעשה אבל ברגעים לימוד המשיח וידום מלך המשיחנו לתחיית המתים הילדו ובון על כל המעשים ברוך ומבורך וכל הנשמה גודלו וטוב ומעלם דאו ודודבונה סובבים אותו המתגאה על חיות הקודש ונדר בכבוד על המרכבה זכות ומישור לבני ישוע חסד ורחמים לבני כבודו טובים מיורות שברא אלוהינו יצרם בדאו בבינה ובשכל כוח וגבור נתן בהם להיות מושלים בקרב תבל מלאים זיו ומפיקים נוגת נעזיבם בכל העולם שמחי ושיידה וזעתי בבואם עושים באימה רצון כהנם פר וכבוד נותנים לשמו סוחל ורינה לזכר מלכותו קרא לשמש ויזרח אור רבה וירכין צורת הלבנה שבח נותנים לו כל צבע אמרו תפארת וגדול הזרבים ואופנים וחבוויות הכובד אש ליל אשר שבת מכל המסים יבורך משינו תבורך צורנו מלכנו וגוייננו בקדושים ישתמש ולם פותחים את ביה מקדושו ותורה בשירה ובזמרות ומבורכים ומשבחים ופארים מריצים ומקדישים וממליכים את שמו אל המלך להקדיש ליוצרם בנחת רוח בסוף הברור אבינו הקדושה כולם כאחד עוני ואומרים וירא קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות מלך כל הארץ כבודו ויופני בחיות הקודש פירוש גדול מנסים לעומת צרובים למטלב משבחים ויאמרים ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקום עולה בלך בשיטין ולמלכה בקיים אורך חדש אורך חדש ארץ ציון תאיר ונזכה כולנו מהירה ליורו ברוך אתה אדוני יוסר המאורות אהבה רבוכם לגדול לביסיר אבי אברח להודות לך ולייחדך ואהבה ברוך אתה אדוני הבוחר ביום ישראל באהבה.
page 112
שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו
הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת.
ריבדור קיים ושמו קיים וכיסו נכון ומלכותו ואמונתו לעד קיים אמת שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו מלכנו מלך אבותינו גואלנו גואל אבותינו יוצרנו צור ישועתנו פודנו מצילנו מעולם שבך אין אלוהים זולת לך עזרת אבותינו אטום ילמגן אבל זאת שבחו אבירם ואברהם Moitzi asidim fu yanovi moize dalu moize shom Kilod leil elion baruch mevorach Moshe ul Israel lechan ushira besimcha rabba ve'meruchu elam mi yichamocha va'elim Adonai mi yichamocha nedar b'kodesh no eriate hilot olesei fele shiro chadosho shibechu giulim לשמחה על שפת הים יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ויאמרו אדוני מלך צור ישראל קומה בעזרת ישראל ובדי חילומך יהודה וישראל גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו קדוש ישראל ברוך אתה אדוני גואל ישראל
The Amidah begins on page 115b.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות, ומביא גואל בני למען שמו באהבה. מלך ועוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני. מגן אברהם ופוקד שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני. מחיה מתים אתה, רב להושיע. משיב רוח ומוריד הגשם, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיה מתים ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה המתים.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, שמקדישים אותו משמי הרום, כגדוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה לזה ויאמר קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות מלך כל הארץ כבודו. אז בקול רעש גדול אדיר וחזק משביעים קול, מתנסים לעומת סרפים לעומתם. ברוך יאמרו ברוך יהוד אדוני. Malekah v'yedu tofia v'tim eloch hoyenu ki mechakim אנחנו לך. מתי תמלוך בציון בקרוב בימינו, לעולם ועד תשכון. תתגדל ותתקדש בתוך ירושלים ירחה. ירושלים 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 ירחה. ירושלים 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 ירחה. לדור ודור ולנצח נצחים ועינינו תהיה רבנה מלכותך. כדבר העולמו ידי דוד משיח צדקך ימלוך אדוני לעולם אלוהיך ציון ולדור ולדור Tor yvador nagure lechor nezer nesoch im kidushot chonagidiyit v'shivechach Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush leolam vayed ki el melgalo v'galo shata baruch atu Adonai Elakado.
Silent Amidah continues on page 117 and following. Conclusion of your prayers, you may be seated.
שים שלום, טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו, על כל ישראל, על כל ישראל, עמך. ברכנו אבינו, כולנו כאחד, באור פניך. כי באור פניך נתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו. שים שלום, טובה וברכה, ורחמים ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, על כל ישראל עמך. תורת חיים ואהבת חסד וצדקה וברכה, ורחמים וחיים ושלום, וטוב וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שים שלום, טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל ישראל עמך. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל. השלום.
Page 138.
יתקלה וגלה שמרבה ויורמדי ולחירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכם ומכם ובחיי רוב בית ישראל בגלה וזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבם מבורך. וידבר من سبیل در بیتاله بیدالار شوید کوچا بری خلی لا میگو بخاطر بشیرات بخاطر بفهمات تا میرام میرام آبی مرو دیگه سلوتون و اوتون دخالی سروه کادم آبینه بشوایا و یمرو شلم رب و من شمایا و خایم حالا اینو بالکلی اسرائیل و یمرو اوسه شالوم بیمروما ویاسه شالوم علینو بیاره کلی اسرائیل و یمرو آمین.
Good morning and Shabbat Shalom to everyone. Nice to have everyone here. Yasher Koach to those who led us this morning. Shoshana, Yasher Koach to you. Kenner Fox, nice to have you here. Yasher Koach to you. Yossi, who led us in Pasukei de Zimra this morning? Oh, Marcy was here. So where's Marcy? I want to give her a shout out. Maybe she's not here. Okay, so Yasher Koach to Marcy. It's so nice to have everyone here this beautiful November morning. We're going to begin the Torah reading in just a moment. If you've been honored with opening the Ark or removing the Sefer Torah or carrying the Sefer Torah, please come forward at this time as we get ready to take out the Torah service, which will be on page 139. I ask the congregation to please rise.
מלכותך מלכות כל העולמים וממשלתך בכל דור ודור אדוני מלך אדוני מלך אדוני מלך לעולם יבואד אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן אדוני יברך קדמו ושלום אבהו ורחמים יביא לצונך את ציון תבנה חומות ירושלים תבנה חומות ירושלים תבנה לבד בדרכנו מלך לרם ונישא אדון עולמים ויהי בנשוא אהרון קום אדוני ויחוסו יבך וינוסו משנאך מפניך כי מציון ציון תישא תורה ודבר אדוני בירושלים ברוך שנתן תורה תורה ברוך שנתן תורה תורה לעמו ישראל מקדו ידו בריך שמי דמולי עלמה בריך כתוב ידו ביין רחיץ וישמי קדישה קדישה יכירה אנוי מארי תובוש בחר ביין רחיץ ביין רחיץ וישמי קדישה Gaisha, Gaisha, Yakira, Anoimari, Tush Bechan, Yeirava. The Tifta Hivi, Veoraita, Vitahi, Verivi, Veriva de Polava, Mordecai de Verishla, Amen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ad Eloheinu, Gadol Adoneinu, Kadosh Shemo Echad. Adonai, Agedola, Ve'agevora, Ve'atiferet, Ve'anetzach, Ve'ahod, Kichol Bashamayim, Uvaret, Kichol Bashamayim, Uvaret, Adonai, Amamenacha, Yamin Nasei Lechol Rosh, Romemo, Romemo,
Ramemo, Eloheinu, Veishtachavu, Veishtachavu Lam.
Ishtachavo, Ishtachavo,
Veishtachavu,
Re'ar Chodesho, Ki Kadosh Adonai, Ki Kadosh Adonai, Ki Kadosh Adonai, Eloheinu, Lamenatseach, Shir Mizemor, Ariol Adonai, Kol Haaretz Lamenatseach, Shir Mizemor, Ariol Adonai, Kol Haaretz Lamenatseach, Shir Mizemor, Ariol Adonai, Kol Haaretz Lamenatseach, Shir Mizemor, Kol Haaretz Ve'achonotanu Livleidat Olamim, V'imanu Mishaladinu Mirato Evo, Yeshua.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. You may be seated for a moment. You can put away the blue Sidurim. Take out these red Chumashim. I just want to point out a couple of things this morning as we get ready for our Torah reading. Something we'll return to at the end. So the Torah portion we're reading this morning is called Noah. It's called Lech Lecha. It's the beginning of essentially our story. It's the beginning of the story of the Jewish people. Remember, everything that comes up, the first 11 chapters of the Torah are actually not about the Jews at all. It's about the world itself. The first chapter being about the creation of the world, and then as we go through it all, We have Noah. Noah wasn't necessarily a Jew, but he was somehow a God walker. He walked with God. He was supposed to be a righteous person, a righteous man in his generation. We have a Tower of Babel. Those kinds of stories, those are considered to be much more universalistic, and only in this story in Lech Lecha, in chapter 12, are we introduced to Avram and Sarai, who became Abraham and Sarah, who were essentially the first Jews. So what I want to do is just to set this question that maybe we'll return to later this morning. And to do that, you're going to need a couple of fingers here. You're going to need a finger to hold a place and a finger to flip. So on page 69 is where is the beginning of our Torah portion. So let's just start there. It says, Vayomer Adonai el Avram lech lecha me'artzecha u'moldatecha me'beit avicha el ha'eretz asher areka. So on page 69 it says that God said to Abram, says, go forth from your native land, from your father's house, the land that I will show you. Right? That's the famous line. That's the beginning of Lech Lecha. Now, there are three things I want to point out to you. Is that, number one, take a look at the words really closely. God says Lech Lecha, which there's a lot of sermons in what the word Lech Lecha means. Go for yourself, or go because it's something you're self-motivated to do. So that's one thing, although I would say more colloquially, it just means get up and go, because it's sort of, without the vowels there, you'll notice that the letters just repeat themselves. So it's like really get up and go, 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 go. More importantly is the next three words, which are on page 70, which is what's going to set us up for the rest of the morning. If you can follow in the Hebrew for just a minute, it says the following four words, Ma'artzecha u'mimoladetecha u'mibeit avicha. It says literally from your land, from your eretz, from your molad, the place that you were given birth, the place where you were born into, and the place of your house, of your father's house. Okay? Three different words. Each of them, in my opinion, refers to some aspect of our parentage, where we come from. So each of us has what we would call a homeland, or home, your land, your eretz. And then there's this place where you were born into, your birthland, your birthplace. And then there's the house of our father, which we could just say a house of a parent. Okay? So let's go through those really quickly just to help set us up. When we say it comes from your land, how many of you live in the valley? Okay. How many of you before Waze knew the fastest way to get to the city? How many of you are upset that Waze has ruined that way to get to the city because now everyone else has figured out how to get to the city? Right? Exactly. Right? So the point is that there's a land that you know, and the reason why you know it is because you walk it, you drive it, you're there, you know the shortcuts, you know that place. More than people who aren't from there know that place. Unfortunately, with Waze, it's kind of messed everyone up. But we always knew the best way to get over the city was to go, if you wanted to go over Havenhurst to Calneva, up to Mulholland, or you go up Woodcliff, right? You take Delgado over, and then you're all the way up and you go up to Mulholland that way. Or everybody has a different way of getting up there and over the hill. That's because it's our place. It's a place that you know. So the word Eretz here means the land that you're familiar with. You know, in this case, you know the rivers, you know the forests, you know the way through. So the first thing that God calls Abram out of is from that place, right? What about Umoladetecha, from the place where you're born, your birthing place? Something about your being native there. How many of you consider yourselves native Angelinos? How many of you don't consider yourselves native Angelinos? Right. It's like, that's Los Angeles for you, right? There is something about living in the place where you weren't born. Did you know the majority of American adults don't actually live in the place where they were born? We move a lot in this country. Whether it's to go off to school, and then you find someone, and then you end up marrying that lady, and then she tells you to move to California because her parents are there. And then 12 years later, you're still working in the same synagogue. I was talking about myself. I grew up in Texas. At one point, I was living in New York, and I was working in Mississippi, and my driver's license was from Texas. So that's another way, is like the place where you were born, the place that you felt were your native, right? And then the last one is Beit Avicha. What does it mean, your father's house? How many of you were told as a kid, you live under my house, you follow my rules? Okay? How many of you have said that to your own children? Right. So it's not about the place where you're physically most familiar, or maybe the place that you come from and identify with. It's about the rules of the people that live there. Right? As you would say, like, you're not really, like, freshman year of college is a strange year for most people, for most kids, because they suddenly realize they don't really have a curfew. So, like maybe the first couple of days you're actually back in your dorm room at 10 o'clock or at midnight because it's just the rhythm you're used to. Right? Which what makes sophomore year of college really the best year of college, is because you already know your way around the college. You already know, and you haven't declared your major yet, so like nothing's really for keeps yet, like, right? And so like you're out every night, you're having a great time before you buckle down to work. It also means that, as I know from my own father's experience, that you don't really feel that you're the patriarch until you bury your own father. Or you're not really the matriarch till you bury your own mother. And so there's this other generational piece. So in this we have three words. Ma'artzecha, from the land that you are physically familiar with. Umoladetecha, the place that you were born to, the rhythm of life that you were born into. Beit Avicha, and the rules of someone else, your parents. So God is calling Abraham to leave all three of those things. You're in complete identity that happened before this moment. Sounds like he's a freshman going off to college, or the beginning of the hero's journey when the young man has to go out into the world, begin that story, right? Except that's not all what's happening here. This is where the crux of the question is. Hold on to your books right here. Flip back just a few pages. Flip back one chapter. And go to page 60. So at the end of the Tower of Babel, we have a genealogy, sort of a history of the people. Okay? Just take a look at me, verse 10, okay? It's on page 60. It says, this is the line of Shem. Shem was one of the sons of Noah, okay? Shem was 100 years old when he begot. It's an amazing misogynistic word that says that only men give birth to children in the Bible. Begot Arpachshad 2 years after the flood. After the birth of Arpachshad, Shem lived 500 years and begot sons and daughters. He lived a long time. When Arpachshad lived 35 years, he begot, again, there's no woman involved with this, with Shelach. And after the birth of Shelach, Arpachshad lived 403 years, and what did he do? He begot sons and daughters. When Shelach lived 30 years, he begot Ever. After giving birth to Ever, Shelach lived another 403 years and begot sons and daughters. When Ever lived for 34 years, he begot Peleg, and after the birth of Peleg, he lived 430 years and begot many sons and daughters. When Peleg lived 30 years, he begot Reu, and when the birth of Reu, Peleg lived 209 years and begot sons and daughters. When Reu lived to 32 years, he begot Serug, and after the birth of Serug, Reu lived 270 years and begot sons and daughters. When Serug lived 30 years, he begot Nahor, and after the birth of Nahor, Serug lived 200 years, he begot many sons and daughters. And when Nahor lived 29 years, he begot Terach, and after the birth of Terach, Nahor lived 119 years and begot many sons and daughters. Okay, so what's the pattern? Number one, all right, as I said, number one, there's no women, which is a little weird. Okay, what's that? When a man turns 30 to 35 years old, what happens? He has a son, and then he lives like hundreds of more years, and he has lots more children, right? And then we only pick that one son from around 30 years old, and then another person is born, and 30 years later, he has a son, and then he lives another 250 years or whatever, and has lots more sons and daughters. All of these things happen, and that's the pattern, okay? Until we get to the end. It says, when Terach lived 70 years, he begot Avram, Nahor, and Haran. Now this is everyone with me, page 62, the line of Terach. Terach begot Avram, Nahor, and Haran begot Lot. Haran died in the lifetime of his father Terach, which means that Terach lost his son in his native land of Ur Kasdim, or Ur of the Chaldeans. That's somewhere in northern Mesopotamia between the Tigris and the Euphrates. Avram and Nahor took themselves wives, and the name of Avram's wife being Sarai, and that of Nahor's wife being Milcah, the daughter of Haran. The father of Milcah is Isaac, and now Sarai was barren, and she had no child. So what just happened? You heard the pattern. Now the baby ran out. I got it, no problem. But what just happened? You had this pattern. A man turns 30 to 35 years old. He has a son. He lives 250 more years and has many more sons and daughters until we get to Terah. All right, first of all, women show up for the first time. Thank you. What else happens? How old was Terah when he had Avram, Nahor, and Haran? Right, so that has also happened, right? So all these things happen, right? Number one, Terah turns 70 before he has a child. That's double the age. Number two, women begin to show up. Number three, tragedy strikes. Haran dies before his father dies. And then what happens? Does anyone go on having more sons and daughters? What happened to Sarai? Which means what, Yossi? She's barren. Everything that had been coming before has been broken. The entire pattern of life for the last 10 or 15 verses completely broken down. Infertility sets in, tragedy sets in, and now we're in this big question, it's an open question. So it's in that moment of breaking open, Terah then takes his son Avram, his grandson Lot, who is the son of Haran, his dead son, his daughter-in-law Sarai, the wife of his son Avram, and they set out together for Ur Kasdim to the land of Canaan. But when they had come as far as the place called Haran, and where Haran is today, by the way, is northern Syria. It's unfortunately where all this stuff is happening between the Turks and the Kurds and all of that. Okay, so they're over in Iraq, and they go north by northwest across western Iraq over to Syria. They're traveling there. And the days of Terach's life came to 205 years, and Terach died in Haran. So at the end of last week's Torah portion, just to make sure we're clear, Abram, Sarai, and Lot and their father Terach, or the grandfather Terach, move from Canaan to Haran. And this pattern is completely changed. And now they're living somewhere in northern Syria. And then Terach dies, and Abram buries him. So here's the central part of this. Those are two different stories. There is the story of Abram being called by God to go out from his land, the place where he was born, birthed, to the place of his father, the house of his father, to Canaan. That sounds like a great vocation, a great calling story. But the prequel to all of that is that this great tragedy happened in Ur Kasdim. His family has already left that place, and Terach has died. So here's the central part of my question. What God is asking Abram to do in the beginning of Lech Lecha, Abram has already done. He's already left the land that he knows. He's left his birthplace, and he's buried his father. What is left for God to ask Abram to do that he hasn't already done? And why does Lech Lecha matter then? So that's the question I want to leave you with. Ponder as we get into the Torah reading. We'll come back to it right before Musaf. So we'll begin with the Torah reading on page 69.
ויעזור ויגן ויושיע לכל החוסים בו ונאמר אמן. הכל תורה יעמוד מלך בן יצחק הכהן ורבקה לאה, ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו ישראל בקדושתו, ואתם הדבקים באדוני אלוהיכם חיים כולכם היום. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher bocher banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayomer Adonai el Avram, lech lecha me'artzecha u'mimolatecha u'mibeit avicha el haaretz asher areka be'escha legoy gadol va'avarechecha va'agadla shemecha ve'yeh bracha va'avarcha mevarechecha umkalelcha aor v'nivrechu vecha kol mishpechot ha'adama.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher natan lanu Torah emet b'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
יעמוד אברהם יעקב בן יחיאל הלוי
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayelech Avram kasher diber elav Adonai vayelech itolot be'Avram ben 5 shanim ו70 שנה בצאתו מחרן ויקח אברהם את שרי אשתו ואת לוט בן אחיו ואת כל רכושם אשר רכשו ואת הנפש אשר עשו בחרן ויצאו ללכת ארצה כנען ויבואו ארצה כנען ויעבור אברהם בארץ עד מקום שכם עד אלון מורה והכנעני אז בארץ.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet b'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
יעמדו פסח חיים בן גדליה ופסח וחווה בריינה בת אהרון דוד וחנה מרים לעלייה שלישית. Page 72, top of the page.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach.
ברוך
Baruch
אדוני
Adonai
המבורך
Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayera Adonai el Avram vayomer lezaracha eten et haaretz hazot vayiven sham mizbeach l'Adonai hanireh elav vayatek misham hahara mikedem levetel vayet ohalo betel miyam veha'ai mikedem Vayiven sham mizbeach l'Adonai, vayikra b'shem Adonai, vayisa Avram haloch v'nasoa hanegba.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
יעמדו ארי לב ראובן בן גדליה ופסח וגבריאל לעלית בת אברהם ושרה לעלייה רביעית.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayehi ra'av ba'aretz vayered Avram Mitzrayma lagur sham ki chaved hara'av ba'aretz vayehi kasher hikriv lavo Mitzrayma ויאמר אל שרה אשתו, הננה ידעתי כי אישה יפת מראה את, והיה כי יראו אותך המצרים, ואמרו אשתו זאת, והרגו אותי ואותך יחיו, אמרי נא אחותי את, למען יטב לי ועבורך, וחייתה נפשי בגללך.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet bechaye olam nata betochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
יעמוד משה זאב בן גדליה ופסח לעלייה חמישית, page 73, verse 14.
Baruchu et Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach leolam va'ed.
Baruch atah
Baruch Adonai
Hamborach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai
Baruch
noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayehi kevo Avram Mitzrayma, vayiru haMitzrim et haisha ki yafa hi meod, vayiru ota sarei Faro, vayhalelu ota el Paro, vatikach haisha bet Paro. Ule Avram hetiv ba'avora, vihilot son uvakar v'chamorim, v'avadim u'shvachot, v'atonot u'gmalim. Vaynaga Adonai et Paro, negaim gedolim ve'et beito, al dvar Sarai eshet Avram.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chaye olam nata betochenu Baruch atah Adonai
Baruch Shemo.
noten haTorah.
Amen.
יעמדו פסחי זבת רחמיאל ורוניה וגדליה רופום בן שמואל ומרל לעלייה השישית.
Baruchu et Adonai Hamborach.
ברוך אדוני What do we hear?
Baruch Adonai Hamborach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai
מה שמו?
noten haTorah.
Where's that? ויקראו? ויקראו. Here, here. Here, ויקרא, yeah.
Amen. Vayikra Paro leAvraham, vayomer vazot asita li, lama lo higadata li ki ishtecha hi, lama amarta achoti hi, vayikach ota li leisha, ve'ata hine ishtecha kach balech, vayetzav alav paro anashim, vayeshalchu oto, ve'et ishto, ve'et kol asher lo.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chaye olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
יעמדו שרה מרים בת גדליה ופסח ואברהם זאב בן זאב ושרה רבקה לעלייה שביעית, חזק חזק. Page 74, chapter 13, middle of the page. Touch the Torah. Top of the page together. Number 3.
אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
אמן. ויעל אברהם ממצרים ואשתו וכל אשר לו ולוט אמו הנגבה, ואברהם כבד מאוד במקנה, בכסף ובזהב, וילך למסעיו מנגב ועד בית אל, עד המקום אשר היה שם אוהלו בתחילה, בין בית אל ובין העי, אל מקום המזבח אשר עשה שם בראשונה, ויקרא שם אברהם בשם אדוני.
Touch the Torah, Sammy. Touch the Torah, yeah. Kiss it, bottom of the page together. ברוך אתה אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורתך, חיי עולם נטע בטוב. ברוך שמו.
Your parents didn't come? Oh, they're coming Tuesday. All right. We'll do it again on Tuesday. Okay. This beautiful couple will soon be joined in marriage beneath the chuppah to become husband and wife. It is our privilege to offer them our blessings. I'd like to ask everyone in Sammy and Andrew's family to come and join us here on the bima, and everyone to please rise as we welcome this new family into the community of Israel. Evenu shalom aleichem. Stand here. Guys, come stand here. Come close. Everybody come close. Come close. Come close. Come close. Hi. You guys good? Come close. Come close. Come close. Come close. Come on. Come close. Come close. Come close. All right, wonderful. Both of these beautiful kids work in television. We're sorry for that. The wonderful thing about television is you know how it's going to end. You know how the episode's going to end. And so you can construct an episode, you construct a story, knowing where it's going. You can introduce and knock off characters, bring us to places, and then take us to other places, knowing the teleology, the process of the story, where it's going to go. The writer has some idea where the story is going to go. The wonderful thing about life is that we have no idea where it's going to go. And that's why when God says to Abraham, Lech lecha me'artzecha, I want you to leave the place you're familiar with. I want you to leave what you know and enter a world you don't know. El ha'aretz asher areka, to the land that I will show you. It's a very strange direction. You'd think that if he's telling him to go someplace, he'd tell him where to go. Sort of like in Israel, if you ever ask for directions in Israel, they say, Yashar yashar v'shama tishal mishuhu. Keep driving, and then when you get there, ask somebody. But it's very intentional, because the truth is that the end of this journey is indeterminate. We don't know where he's going to go. We don't know where his people are going to end up. We don't know where this process is going to bring us. All we know is that we are told to go by the God of the universe. There is an irresistible force within that pushes us to go forward. And we have to go forward. And the other thing we know is that there's an imperative. That we're going forward to pursue one goal. Hayei bracha. To be a blessing. To be a blessing. If you want a good definition of what you're going through right now, there it is. You picked the right parsha to get married on. Because love is an irresistible force. You'd like to put it away and say, I'm not in the mood today. I'm busy. I have other things to do. I have to clean the garage and wash my hair and take care of the taxes. But love won't wait. It wants it to be done now. I want to find that person and bond with that person and build a life with that person, and I can't hold it back. And the measure of that process is Hayei bracha. Can I be a blessing? Can I be a blessing? There's a young man who came to see me about getting married, and I asked all kinds of nosy questions, as you know. And I asked him, why this girl? And he said, because, Rabbi, she checks all my boxes. I said to him, you're not ready to get married. He said, why? She's perfect for me. She checks all the boxes. I said, because that's not what love is. Love isn't that she checks your boxes. Love is that you can't wait to check all of hers. Love is my compulsion to be a blessing to the partner I found in the world. Andrew, your job in life is to make Sammy the person that God means her to be. To hold her when she is weak, to protect her when she is vulnerable, to celebrate her when she is strong, to celebrate her strength and her wisdom and her genius, to celebrate her and to provide her all the resources that she needs to be the person that God means her to be. And I have every confidence that you're that person because you are a blessing to us. And Sammy, your job is to make Andrew the person God means him to be, to help him find his path in the world and give him all the encouragement and strength to follow that path, and to let his soul flower and develop into the person he's meant to become. And together to build a home. Together to build a place in the world which sings with the song that the two of you bring together into the world, that flowers with all of your dreams and your hopes, and that is showered with the blessings of your families, your parents, your siblings, the friends that you found in the world. I don't know where you will end up. I don't know where we will be, but I know that you are following an irresistible inspiration, and I know that you understand this commandment to be a blessing to each other. And so it is our privilege, as the generation slightly before yours, to offer you what wisdom and experience that we have gathered in the course of our lives, to offer you all that we know about the world, all the warnings for all the potholes and dead ends, but most of all to offer you our blessings, to pronounce once again our confidence in you, to be the people you're meant to be, and to send you on your way with song and with blessing and with joy. Yishaberach Avotenu Avram Yitzchak v'Yaakov Sar Rivka Rachav Leah. Hu yivarech et hachatan Avram v'zeh ve'et hakala Sarah Miriam asher alu lichvod hamakom lichvod haTorah v'lichvod haShabbat ve'asher b'karov yikansu lechupa. Yiratzon she'yizku livnot bayit b'Yisrael. Asher bo yishkinu ava ve'achva shalom v'reut bayit. Asher bo yigadlu banim b'briut ve'osher. Ve'ava Torah b'masim tovim v'nomar amen. May the source of blessings for all of our ancestors bless and protect and sustain Andrew and Sammy as they soon become husband and wife beneath the chuppah and in the presence of their family and friends. May God give them the depth, the wisdom, the sensitivity, the soul to bless each other in their lives, and together that they might build a home within the community, a home filled with love and with laughter, with song and celebration, a home filled with good television, a home filled one day with the sounds of children, to be raised in the light of Torah, and to be raised with hands ready to bring wholeness to the world, a home open to those who would come to share your love and your sweetness, the song and smile of your life. And together we say, Amen. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'giyanu lazman Mazel Tov!
עוד יישמע בהרי יהודה ובחוצות ירושלים עוד יישמע בהרי יהודה ובחוצות ירושלים כל ששון וכל שמחה וכל קנה, כל ששון וכל שמחה, כל חתן וכל קנה. לי 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 כל חתן וכל קנה. מזל טוב!
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה בעולמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן יהי שמרה במבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמת דאמירן בעולמה ואמרו אמן יעמוד הנשיא נחון בן דוד ופסל מפטיר חזק חזק. The master you will find on page 93 verse 24. I read the master or you read the master?
I'm not going to read them after. I hope you were.
Okay. Go.
You know it?
I'll try. You'll find out.
Baruch Adonai
Baruch
Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato Baruch Atah Adonai HaTorah.
אמן ואברהם בן 99 שנה באמו לו בשר עורלתו וישמעאל בנו בן 13 שנה באמו לו את בשר עורלתו בעצם היום הזה נימול אברהם וישמעאל בנו וכל אנשי ביתו יליד בית ומקנת כסף מאת בן נכר נימולו איתו.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. יעמדו המגביה והגוללת, kindly please rise, down and up. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. You may be seated. What is it? Turn on the page. What page is it?
It's page 95. I don't know. It's page 95 twice. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar b'nviim tovim v'ratzav divreihem hanemarim bemet. Baruch atah Adonai abocher b'Torah u'Moshe avdo v'Yisrael amo u'v'nviei ha'emet v'tzedek. Lama tomar Yaakov u'tadaber Yisrael Nistara darchi me Adonai u'melohai mishpati ya'avor. Halo yadata im lo shamata Elohei olam Adonai borei ketzot haaretz lo yiaf v'lo yiga ein cheker l'tfunato noten la'ayif koach ul ein onim atzma yirbeh v'yafu arim v'yiga'u uvchurim kishol yikashelu v'koye Adonai yachalifu koach ya'alu ever kinsarim yarutzu v'lo yiga'u yelchu v'lo yafu hacharishu elayim ulumim yachalifu koach yigshu az yedaberu yachtav lemishpat nikrava mi ha'ir mi mizrach sedek yikarehu leraglo yitain lefanav goyim umlachim yarda yitain ka'afar charbo kakash nidaf kashto yirda fame ya'avor shalom orach baraglavlo yavo mi pa'al va'asa kore hadorot merosh ani Adonai reshon v'acharonim anihu ra'u iyim va'yira'u ketzot haaretz yacharedu karvu v'ye'etayun ishorehu yazoru ulachiv yomar chazak vaychazei charash et soref mechalif patish et cholek pa'am omer ledevek tov hu v'yachzeku v'masmerim lo yimod Vata Yisrael avdi Yaakov asher bacharticha zera Avraham ohavi asher hechazakticha miktzot haaretz umeyatzilecha karaticha v'omar lecha avdiyata bacharticha lo meyasticha al tira ki amcha ani al tishta ki ani Elohecha imatzticha af azarticha af tamaticha v'min sidki hein yevoshu v'yikalmu kol hanecharim bach yehu ka'ayin v'yovdu anshe rivecha tvak shem v'lo timtsaim anshe mitzutecha yiyu ka'ayin uk efes anshe milcham techa ki ani Adonai Elohecha machatzik yaminecha haomer lecha al tira ani azarticha al tiri tola od Yaakov mete Yisrael ani azarticha neum Adonai ugol lecha kadosh Yisrael hine samticha lemora charutz chadash ba'al pifiot tadush harim v'tadok ugvaot kamotz tistasim Tizrim v'ruach tisaim usara tafitzotam ata tagil badonai b'kodesh Yisrael tithalal. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam tzur kol amim tzadik b'kol hadorot ha'el hanemar ha'omer v'yoseh hamdaberum kayim shekol devarav emetzvat tzedek neman atahu Adonai Eloheinu v'emanim devarecha v'devarech ad midvarecha achor lo yeshuv rekam ki o melech neman v'rachaman atah Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el ha'neman v'kol devarav. Rachem al Tzion ki hi beit chayenu v'lalu vat nefesh toshia bimheira v'yameinu. Baruch atah Adonai, Mesamech Tzion b'vanecha. Samcheinu Adonai Eloheinu b'Eliyahu hanavi avdecha uv'malchut Beit David mishichecha b'mheira yavo v'yagel libenu al kiso lo yeshev zar v'lo yichalu od acherim et kavodo ki v'shem kashecha nishbata lo shelo yichal b'neiro le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Magen David. Al HaTorah, v'al Havodah, v'al Navim, v'al Yom HaShabbat hazeh, shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, likdusha v'limnucha, l'chavod u'tifaret. Al HaKol, Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach, umvarchim otach, yitbarashim b'fi kol chai, tamid le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
That was good. It's confident.
Are you doing Ashrei?
I am. I'm stealing my brother to do it too, though.
Get up here.
You're better than your brother was.
We continue with the words of Ashrei in your blue Sidurim on page 151.
Okay.
Asher shlevetecha od yalalucha sela. Asher shekachalo. Asher Adonai Elohim. Tehila leDavid. Aramimcha Elohai hamelech. V'avarcha shimcha le'olam va'ed. B'chol yom avarchecha. V'lala shimcha le'olam va'ed. Gadol Adonai u'mulam me'od, ve'ligdulato ein cheker, dor lador yishabach ma'asecha, u'gvuratchecha yagidu, hadar kevod hodecha, ve'divrei nifletecha asicha, ve'zuznotecha yomeru, u'gvuratcha asaprena, zecher av tuvcha yabiu, ve'tzidchatcha yeranenu, Chanun v'rachum Adonai, erech apayim ugdal chesed, tov Adonai lechol, v'rachamav al kol ma'asav, yoduch Adonai kol ma'asecha, v'chasidecha yevarchucha, kevod malchutcha yomeru, ugvuratcha yedaberu, lehodia livnei adam b'rotav, uchvod hadar malchuto, Malchutcha malchut kol olamim, umemshaltecha v'chol dor vador, zomech Adonai et kol hanoflim, v'zochef lechol hakfufim, einei kol elecha yesaberu, ve'ata noten lahem et ochlam be'ito, poteach et yadecha, u'masbia lechol chai ratzon, tzadik Adonai b'chol derachav, v'chasid b'chol ma'asav, Karov Adonai lechol korav, lechol asher yikra'u ve'emet, retzon yereav yaseh, ve'et shavatam yishma ve'yoshiem, shomer Adonai et kol oavav, ve'et hol harshayim yashmid, tehilat Adonai yedaber pi, v'yivarech kol basar shem kodsho le'olam va'ed, v'anachnu nevarech yah, Me'ata ve'ad olam, hallelujah.
Today's a very special Shabbat, not just because we have a wonderful couple getting ready to be married and seeing lovely people come that I haven't seen in a while, come back to shul, so it's so nice to have everyone here. But it's also because Monday is Veterans Day, and I would not want this weekend to pass without recognizing that. I don't talk about it a lot, but I am a veteran, and I'm actually a third-generation veteran. My father was in the Air Force at the end of Vietnam, and both my grandfathers, one was in the Army Air Corps stationed in Greenland, and the other was a U.S. Marine who landed in Siam on the D-Day +6 and ended up actually, as an engineer, he ended up cleaning up Hiroshima as part of his job at the end of the war. I don't have my service is nothing as auspicious or as with as much valor as they. I was after the beginning of the Iraq War, the chief of chaplains came to my seminary and said, "We don't have enough Jews in the military, and we don't have enough Jewish chaplains. In fact, all of the Jewish chaplains have to be mobilized right now, and we don't have enough to cover the United States." So they came to us and said, "If you're willing to go into the military now, and we'll swear you in like right now, we'll give you what's called good time credit even though you're still a student." And that means that it accrues towards your 20 years. So I spent the night thinking about it. I talked it over with my girlfriend at the time, and one of my good buddies, what's called a chavruta, my study partner, and we both said, "Yeah, I think maybe we'll do it." And not 3 days later, they sent a recruiting officer who swore us in the conference room at the seminary, which meant that the following morning I had to get up at 5 in the morning to go to Brooklyn for a medical examination, which is a military medical examination, and if you're a veteran, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then about 3 weeks later, I had to report to Newport, Rhode Island, where I went to Officer Training Corps, and stayed in Newport that entire summer, and then for the next 4 years, I was essentially operating as a reservist, but not as a reservist because it was during operational tempo, so I was sort of a mobilized reservist, and I was working in Newport, Rhode Island, and then eventually after Hurricane Katrina, I worked in Biloxi, Mississippi every other weekend for the last 2 years of my service. And then I came to Valley Beth Shalom, and interestingly enough, I got a call from a detailer because this was now not just during Operation Iraqi Freedom, but during what was called the surge. I don't know if you remember that, but we were trying to, right? So they found out I was in California, and they wanted to mobilize me and send me to Pendleton and to essentially work with the Marines in Pendleton. And I kindly told the detailer that I had already issued my DD-14, which was my officer's sort of decommissioning papers, and they're like, "All right, we'll give you 24 hours to produce those, otherwise you'll have to pack your boots and go to Pendleton." So I had just moved here. Our stuff had just arrived from New York. Everything is in boxes, and I spent the next night, I took the entire day off of work, went through every single one of my boxes till I found my folder, which is my military folder, that every one of us carries around with us, and got that and faxed it over to the detailer right away. Otherwise, I would have been at Pendleton training with Marines by the end of that week. So I didn't know, there was nothing very, as I said, like I don't feel like I have carried the kind of valor that my parents and grandparents did, or the Marines that I worked with, or the sailors that I worked with over the course of my time in the military. But I do want to say, and it's really important, people ask me why I went in. And I'm a super progressive guy. If you haven't figured that out yet, I was not necessarily for the policy to go to Iraq, personally. But I also know that there's a difference between the soldier or sailor on the line or on the boat than the policy made by politicians. And I wanted to do something to serve my country. And so I still went in. And I learned more in those few years about what it means to be an American and what it means to give of yourself than I learned up until that time. I met men and women from all over the world. I met men and women from all over this country who do not share my own political views, but who still agree that we have to work together to serve out the policies of this country to protect our community, to protect our way of life, and to further, hopefully, what will be our democratic aspirations across the globe. And so this weekend is Veterans Day. And I know many of us don't have to go to work, or some of us do, but the banks will be closed, and there'll be an opportunity to go buy stuff, because that's the American way, is to have a sale, or maybe to go on a camping trip or what have you. But the purpose of this day is to recognize the very small percentage of Americans who have given a portion of their life to serve their country. And whether those men and women survived or didn't survive their service, we have to recognize them. So please join me on page 149. In the English, as we give a salute to our veterans and those who gave of their time, we make a prayer for this wonderful country. I'm sorry, not 149. I'm looking at the wrong page. 148. 148. We'll pray in the English. Our God and God of our ancestors, we ask your blessings for our country, for its government, for its leaders and advisors, and for all who exercise just and rightful authority. Teach them insights of your Torah, that they may administer all affairs of state fairly, that peace and security, happiness and prosperity, justice and freedom may forever abide in our midst. Creator of all flesh, bless all the inhabitants of our country with your Spirit. May citizens of all races and creeds forge a common bond in true harmony, to banish hatred and bigotry, and to safeguard the ideals and free institutions that are the pride and glory of our country. May this land, under your providence, be an influence for good throughout the world, uniting all people in peace and freedom, helping them to fulfill the vision of your prophet. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they experience war anymore, and let us say amen. To all of those who have served our country with valor and honor, we thank you for your service. On page 149, let us pray also for our brothers and sisters in our homeland, and we pray for the state of Israel. Avinu Shabbat Shamayim, Tzor Yisrael v'go'alo, Berech et Medinat Yisrael, Reshit Tzmichat Gulatenu, Hagen Aleha be'evrat chastecha, Ufros Aleha Sukat Shlomecha, Ushlach Orecha v'amicha Resheha, Sareh ve'yotzeha, V'taknem be'etzah tova milfanecha, Chazek et yedei mignei eretz kodshenu, V'anchilem Eloheinu Yeshua, V'ateret nitzachon ta'atren, V'natata shalom ba'aretz v'simchat olam liyoshveha, V'nomar Amen. And finally, let us pray for those in our community who are ill. If there's someone in your circle of friends or family experiencing illness and you wish to pray for them, I ask you, if you're willing, to kindly please rise as we recite the Misha Berach prayer. I will recite the names that I have, and then I'll let you pause to add the names that rise up in your heart. Misha Berach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov, Sarah Rivka Rachel Valeah, Hu Yivarech V'yirpeh Kol Cholim B'kilatenu Kadosha, Italia Bat Esther, Joyce Kishniev, Marilyn Bronstein, and Stephanie Frey-Paranchenko, and Elaine Burke, Rachel Davies, and Beverly Pleskis, Gina Kogan, Miriam Ullman, Harriet Britan, Yaakov Ben Etel, Malko Schulweiss, Darlene Hershinger, Herb Bieber, Scott Sandshuk and Lauren Kleinrock, Simcha Be'enza, Sandon Struman, Hiram Smith, Melissa Berkowitz, Malcolm Bernstein, Sima Ross, Beryl Yosef Ben Leah Varachel, Lauren Sinsanson, Lena Penina Bat Nechemia, Penina Bat Rachel, Cynthia Wolkin, Leah Dagagian, Gloria Siegel, Buzzy Bookman, Kenneth Kleinberg, Johan Simintov, Eliza Bat Sivia, Rachel Bat Tilly, Ilana Bustan, Sandra Middleman, Jeffrey Michaelman, Erica Abbott, Grace Schwartz, Holly Shiv, Esther Bachana, and Chaim Leba Ben Pinchas. Please, I pause at this time to add the names of those you wish to pray for. You have blessed our ancestors at the sea and in the desert. Bless these ill friends through us, your witnesses. Give us the wisdom to impart to them courage and hope. Let them know that they have in our holy community men, women, and children who pray for the skill of the physician, who pray for their recovery of body and spirit. And out of the void and vastness of the darkness, we say, Yehi Or, let there be light. And together we say, Amen. full and complete healing to each and every person who is struggling today, and together we say amen. Friends, we're going to return the Torah to the Ark now. I ask Rick and Charlotte, Eliana, Thomas, Greg, Brianna, Max, and Pam to come forward as Jerry carries the Torah in our blue Sidurim as we return the Sefer Torah to the Ark on page 153. I ask you all to please rise.
Hallelujah, Shem Adonai, Ki nisgav Shemo levado hoedo aleret v'shamayim vayarem keren leyamog teila lechol chasidav livnei Yisrael am kerovo. Hallelujah. Mizmor leDavid, Ha'ul Adonai b'nei, Ha'ul Adonai kavod v'avod, Ha'ul Adonai kevod shemo, Ishtachavu l'Adonai be'adirat koedei, Koel Adonai l'mayim, El kavod yirim, Adonai al-mayim rabim, Koel Adonai ba'koach, Koel Adonai be'yadar, Koel Adonai shover arazim, Vaishaber Adonai, Donze al-Lebanon, Vayar gidem gemo egel, Lebanon v'Sirion, Kemo van Remir, Koel Adonai, Kol Sevel Abodesh, Koel Adonai, Yachil Mirebar, Yachil Adonai Mirebar Gadesh, Koel Adonai, Yecholei Layalod, Vayechesov Yeyarod, Yechalo, Kulo Omer Kavod, Adonai Lamabul, Vayeshev Adonai Melech Leolam, Adonai Oz, Re'amo Yitein, Adonai Yevare, Damo Vashalom, Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitein, Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitein, Adonai Yevarech et Amo Vashalom. Ovenu Echol Yoemar Eitz Chayim Lama Chazikim Evar V'tova Mecheya V'yushar Derachel Darechei Noam V'chol Netivoteya Shalom Hashiveinu Eilecha Minashoevo Adesh Yameinu Chadesh Yameinu.
Be seated just a moment before we continue praying. My family has on a dry erase whiteboard right by the door to the garage. We call it like, I don't know what to call it. We call it like our command station. So we took a monthly calendar and we erased all the stuff on it, and we turned it into a weekly calendar for every person. So, there's like 4 rows. So instead of those being days 1 through 30, we just turned that into Monday through Friday. So it was like you could see parallel calendars. And so we have all these different dry erase markers, and every one of us has a line. So there's my line and Sarah's line, and each one of my kids has a line, and then it's Monday through Friday, basically. And it's all the things that all of us have to do every day. Right? In all different color code. My wife's amazing. All color-coded, right? And so it's like, who's got chess club, and who's got dance, and how many times this week I have to be out at night, and then on the weekends, if there's any weekend ideas, right? So every Sunday night, Sarah and I, whenever the kids are in bed, we have this like summit where we sit down and go over the entire calendar. And it's not an easy conversation, because it's basically like, who are you going to take where, which means what is the thing you're not going to do in order to do this other thing? And it's an entire negotiation. Right? It's the last thing I want to do on Sunday night when I'd rather just watch the last football game, is to have this conversation. We map it all out. And like, you take a look at it, and like, I just feel exhausted looking at the calendar itself, right? I bring that up because like, I don't think I'm alone if we were to actually map out our calendars of how busy we are. Especially for our younger families, or families with kids at home, or folks trying to build a career. Like, you just map it all out. When you put it all in one place, you're like, you just feel tired already. You haven't done a single thing yet except map it out, and you already feel tired. And that's because I think that so much of our lives are filled with activity and with busyness. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes it becomes a really corrosive thing, right? Like, we're in a society where somehow our personal worth is tied to how busy we are. Do you ever have this feeling that when you sit down and you have nothing to do, or you have found time, you feel almost a little nervous because you feel like you should be doing something? When, like, oh, I have 2 hours? I feel like I should be doing something. Right? That's the American condition. So I kept thinking, like, there's got to be a different way. There's got to be something else out there besides all this activity and busyness. And that's when I think about this Torah portion. So as I said before, remember that Avram is in this different place, and where all the people who came before him, around 30, had an important child, and then lived another 400 or 200 years and had lots of sons and daughters. And then Avram left with Terach, and they went to Haran in northern Syria, and it was there that Avram, and some of the Mefarshim say that it was there that he got the call to go to Canaan. And when God actually asked him to go out from his land, from his birthplace, from the house of his father, he had basically done most of that. And then just 2 sentences later, it says Abraham was 75 years old when he got this call from God. 75 years old, which means that he lived an entire life. An entire life of building a career, of going here and there, of having a marriage, of an entire life before he got God's call. And it's like, that to me feels very similar to like that Sunday night conversation I'm having with my wife. There's an entire life out there that is full of busyness and full of craziness, and it's because we want to be busy and we want to be crazy, because that somehow makes us feel like we're more successful. And then all of a sudden you can get this wake-up call that says, well, maybe there's a different way. What is it that God was actually asking of Avram? It wasn't to leave his land, because he already did that. It wasn't to leave his birthplace, because he's already done that. And it wasn't even necessarily to leave the house of his father, even if Terach was still alive, because he's a 75-year-old man. So the next line is what's most important. Is that God asked Avram to be a blessing. And as Rabbi Feinstein was saying earlier in the Ufruf, Like, it's hard to define what that means. It's a direction we don't really understand. But it adds this idea to life that life isn't just about our activity. It's not about how many things you do or how many things you've created. It's not about how far you've come. It's not even about necessarily the size of your house or the value of your stock portfolio. Those are all means to something else. And for the first time, God speaks to Avram and says, your life isn't about those things. Your life is about something else. A different way of looking at the world. A way of looking at the world through the lens not of success and failure, which is what most of us think our life is all about, but a way of looking at our life through blessing, which could be success. But there's blessings and failures too. You ever watch a kid fall down and learn how to deal with their pain? You ever watch a kid fail a test and learn how to be resilient? There are blessings and failures just as much as there are blessings and successes. It's about opening up a different way of looking at life. There's a field of psychology, it's pretty new, it's called positive psychology. So when we think of psychology, what do we normally think of? You go to a therapist for what reason? To fix your problems. Psychology for the first 100 years was meant to diagnose why you were unhappy and trying to fix the things that made you unhappy. Positive psychology says, we're not trying to make you unhappy, we're trying to take you from a neutral state and to make you feel fulfilled and happy. There's this whole science around it. And lo and behold, all the things that come up in that science exist in our Torah. You have to be embedded in relationships. You have to be in a covenant with other people. You have to have a sense of fulfillment that's not tied necessarily to material success, but to meaning and purpose. You have to develop resiliency so that when you are faced with adversity, you feel like you can get through it. You do those things and you become essentially happy. Not jokey, laughy happy, but settled and fulfilled by your life. And that is exactly what God is asking of Avram. He's asking Avram to leave his place, but to enter into a life that is embedded with grandeur, that is enamored with the world, and believes that purpose is possible. And ultimately, Avram becomes the father of the nations, and that God says, I will bless them by you. And when those blessings come into fruition, it's true. Our Amidah blesses ourselves by our father Abraham. And that sense of knowing that you are embedded in a greater group of people who are enamored with grandeur and with a sense of purpose gives you a different way of looking at life than just through the simple lens of being successful or being a failure. And so the beginning of our story, the Jewish story, in this chapter, in Lech Lecha, as opposed to all the chapters that came before it, the beginning of the Jewish story is to teach us, to teach ourselves, and indeed to teach the world that there's a different way of living life. Not a life that's just filled with activity and busyness, but a life that's filled with purpose, meaning, and blessing. And so as we go into Musaf this morning, it's an opportunity for you to reflect and to think and to get in the flow, trying to live a life not based on success, but based on blessing. Musaf begins with the Chatzi Kaddish on page 155. I ask you to please rise.
V'yit chadash shemei rabah v'yolmad yiverach yirutei v'yamelich malchutei v'chal hayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei l'chol beit Yisrael Bagala, Bagala, Uvizman Kariv, וימרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשו מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה ויאמרו ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו אלוהי אברהם אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב אלוהי שרה אלוהי רבקה אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ומביא גואל לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך חוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ובוגד שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני בחיילי מאת ימתה רע ולהושיע משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם מכלכל חיים מחיי מתים ורחמים רבים זוהר גדולים ורובי גדולים ומתיר עשורים ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר מי כמוך על גבורות ומי דומה לך מלך ממית ומזמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים ברוך אתה אדוני המתים ים בירי בירי ביי ים בירי בירי ביי איי 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 ים בירי בירי ביי ים בירי בירי ביי איי 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 ים בירי בירי ביי Yam biri biri vay, yam biri biri vay, ay 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 ay. Naritzcha, v'nagdishcha, kisod siach, sarvei kodesh, magdishim shimcha b'kodesh ככתוב על יד נביאך וקרא זה לזה ים בירי בירי ביי ים בירי בירי ביי ים בירי בירי ביי ים בירי בירי ביי איי 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 viejo reconocerse de amar Kadosh, Kadosh Adonai Tzvaot. Lai, 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 Sharitav, Shoarim, Shoarim, Zelazeh, Aye, Mekom, Mekom, Kevoda, Eleyu, Matam, Baruch, Yomeru, Lai, 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 Kevod Adonai Am Yavachadim Shmor Erev Avoker B'chol Yom Tamid Erev Avoker B'chol Yom Tamid Erev Vavoker B'chol Yom Tamid Erev B'chol Yom Tamid Pamayim V'yavov Shema Hu Eloheinu Hu Avinu Hu Malkeinu Moshiach Ve'u Yashmienu Verachama Sheinit Leine Kol Echai Hu Eloheinu Hu Avinu Hu Malkeinu Moshiach Ve'u Yashmienu Verachama Sheinit Leine Kol Echai Liod Lochem Le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Udivrei Kodshecha Katuv Le'imor Yimloch Adonai Le'olam Ledor Vador Ledor Vador Ledor Vador Nagid God Elecha לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו ביפינו לא ימוש, לעולם לעולם אבד. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, כי אל מלך גדול, גדול וקדוש, גדול וקדוש אתה, כי אל מלך גדול, גדול וקדוש, גדול וקדוש אתה, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, כי אל מלך גדול וקדוש אתה, ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
A few moments of silent prayer and reflection. At the conclusion of your prayers, you may find your seats.
Page 181. יתקדש ויקדש שמי רבו. ומיונו דיולך יבדו נמחנו בחייכנו וימייכנו בחי וכל בית ישראל והגודל מקור וימרו. אמן. יהי שמי רבו מבורך. vida dar vida la vida la shmei de kutsha ve di khole la me khad ve shlat ve khad ve ramat de mirom yom avimeru amen tikab weil so laut und laut und de khol yisru kadam avinu shmaya ve yimeru shalom rabba min shmaya ve chaim oleinu ve al kol yisrael ve yimeru ose shalom bimromah hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimeru amen ein keloheinu ve'ein Kadonenu, Ein Kimalkeinu, Ein Kimoshienu, Michadoenu, Michadoneinu, Michamalkeinu, Michmoshienu, no del Eloheinu, no del Malkeinu, no del Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Tau Eloheinu, Atau Adonenu, Atau Malkeinu, Atau Moshienu, Atau Sheiktiru, Avoteinu, Levanecha, El Gedored Azamir, Aleinu Lishabea, Hakadosh Baruch Hu Shehu Noteh Shamayim V'Yosei Haaretz U'Moshav Yikaroh B'Shamayim Yimaval Shechina Duzo B'Gavei Merovim Hu Eloheinu Ein Od Hamed Malkeinu Efes Zulato Kakadu V'Dorado V'Yodato Hayom V'Yashivota Elevavecha Ki Adonai Hu Elohim Hashamayim Ve'ayorei Ve'ayorei V'Yitochar Ken ik hebben de God in. God ben ik vos voor die kroeg schmech. De oma goed, zie maar nog even. Kijk, toen we door de gaan naar nog leram. Red Veinemar. Koiraret Mayom Hahu.
You may be seated. In the back of your Shabbaton, you'll find the names of whose yard sites and names of people whose lives we celebrate this coming week. And at the end of every service, we take a moment to remember them and to remember those who we loved and lost. This week, Valley Beshalom, in addition, remembers the loss of Mosa Kashani, husband of Mina Kashani and father of Shirley and Ronan Nurian and Simon Kashani, as well as Shaida and Shaham. He was a grandfather of 3, and we send our love to you, Shirley, and to you, Ronan, on passing of Musa. As well as Fred Faladi, husband of Zari Faladi, father of Nushiner, Yosef Achdut and Nancy David Bachaj, grandfather of 6 and a great-grandfather of 3. As well as the passing of Bernard Rosenson, brother of Sylvie and Mark Deutsch, uncle of Richard, Melissa Deutsch, Stephen Deutsch, and Stephanie Deutsch. If you are in mourning and would like to say Mourner's Kaddish, or would like to lift up the names of those people you love and have lost, I ask you to rise on page 184. And in our community, we don't let those who are mourning mourn alone. So if you see anyone standing by themselves, please stand with them. Let them know that you have another person in this community that cares about them. Page 184, Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Be'oma divrach hirotei ve'amlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'yimru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mivorach le'olam omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yetadar, v'yetale, v'yetalal, shmei dekudsha brichu, ve'ela min kol birchata, v'shirata, tushbechata, v'nechamata, da'amiram bi'ama v'yemru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemayam, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yemru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mirmav, huya aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yemru, amen. May God give comfort to all of you who mourn, and together we say, amen. You may be seated. It's my pleasure now to call on David Spiegel, the president of Valley Beth Shalom, for a few announcements.
Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom. It's nice to see so many people out here. As a reminder, College of Jewish Studies is on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock, and this year the topic is How Jews Argue. Very exciting series, so please come. Yeah, in 1 week, yes, he's arguing already, yes. Yeah, since Yossi, is arguing with me, there are some openings for the adult B'nai Mitzvah. If you have never had a bar or bat mitzvah, this is your opportunity. We have a few openings still, so please see Yossi right after, and he can give you the information. Today, we have a Shabbat Shiur about rescuing history, Kristallnacht and the Holocaust through the eyes of deaf Jews, with Michelle Barron, Marla Patel, Marla Abraham, and C.J. Jones. It starts in about a half an hour in this room. So get your kiddush, come on back, and you'll have an exciting afternoon. Remember to make your pledge to the VBS annual campaign. We could use the money to keep our programs going and to help all the families who need the help. Remember to look in your Shabbaton. There's so many programs going on. I can't even list them all. But please look. You'll find something in here that you'll regret that you didn't come to if you don't take a chance to look. We do have, as an example, on December 13th, we commemorate Rabbi Schulweis and his life work, wisdom, and legacy on his 5th yahrzeit. Special guest Dr. Yuri Hersher, president and founder of the Skirball Cultural Center. Also, we're celebrating the 40 years in America, celebrating our Iranian Jewish community on Sunday, December 15th at 7 p.m. So please, those are just two of the many, many, many programs that are in here, listed in here. I'd like to thank Yossi Dresner, to Rabbis Farkas and Feinstein, to Cantor Fox, to Chris Harden on the piano, Ron Ryder for doing all the coordination, and to Jack Donson, Dr. Braun at the door. Kiddush is going to be all the way down the hall in Malkin. You go down the hall, turn left, and you'll find it. And today's Kiddush is sponsored by the Osei family in honor of Samantha and Andrews Ofruf. Thank you. And for those of you who are veterans, you have my thanks also, and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, David. I do want to encourage you, if you're here, to stay for the Kristallnacht program. It's supposed to be really special. If you're able to do that, that would be great. Let's all rise together now as we hold each other arm in arm. Mazel tov again to the Ofsay family on their pending nuptials. It's really great to have everyone here. And let's make Kiddush together.
Beshamr Israel et ha-Shabbat, la'asod et ha-Shabbat, לדורותם ברית עולם, בני ובין בני ישראל, עוד היא לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי Shabbat vayinafash. Al ken berach Adonai et yom HaShabbat vayitkadshehu. Sari gevrotai verabotai. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Borei peri hagafen. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Adon olam asher malach terem kol yitzirin yivera le'et nasa berev zokol azayim melech shemo nikra ve'acharek yichlod agol levado yimelach noria ve'uaya ve'uave ve'uyeh b'divarav ואחד ואין שני להמשיך לו ליערב ידע ולירי שיד בליתכליל ולא העוז והמשרה ויהוה לי וחי גואלי צורכם לי ביצרה וניסי ומנוס לי מנת גוסי ויום אקרא וידו אבקיד רוחי וישן ויריה וימרוחי גביעתי אדוני אלי